Karen towed my Lamborghini without permission, totaled it, and I won big in court. Have you ever experienced the sheer, gut-wrenching fury of having your prized possession, something you've worked tirelessly for, destroyed by someone's malicious arrogance? The roar of my Lamborghini Huracan Evo's engine was a symphony to my ears, a testament to years of grueling work as a tech entrepreneur. I kept it meticulously clean, tucked safely in my designated parking spot within the luxury condominium complex of Azure Towers. It was more than just a car. It was a symbol of my journey, a personal reward for countless sleepless nights. I, Alex Carter, cherished its sleek lines and powerful presence. Then came Karen. Karen DuBois, the self-appointed queen of the Azure Towers Homeowners Association, known for her iron-fisted rule and an almost pathological need for absolute control. I was on a rare day off, enjoying a quiet brunch, when my phone buzzed with an alert from my car's security system. Unauthorized movement detected. My blood ran cold. Sprinting downstairs, I found my designated spot empty. A quick glance at the security camera feed in the lobby revealed a horrifying scene. A tow truck, clearly not authorized by me, hooking up my precious Huracan. And standing beside it, directing the operation with an imperious wave of her hand, was Karen. "Mr. Carter," she declared, her voice devoid of warmth, her eyes like chips of ice. "We have received, shall we say, multiple complaints regarding your excessive vehicle. Its color is too vibrant, its sound too audacious. It disrupts the tranquil ambience of Azure Towers and, frankly, draws unwanted attention. The HOA has voted to deem it a nuisance and had it impounded. Consider this a final warning. Get a more appropriate vehicle." The main conflict, audacious and deeply insulting, was laid bare. Karen, wielding her HOA power like a tyrant's scepter, was not just dictating my personal property, but actively destroying it, all based on her subjective, elitist perception of what a luxury car should be. Her attitude was one of utter contempt, a self-anointed arbiter of taste who believed her personal preferences superseded property rights. Excessive, she'd called it, as if my hard-earned success was an affront to her sensibilities. I tried to reason with her, even as my rage simmered. "Karen, that is my personal property. It's legally parked, fully insured, and completely within HOA guidelines. You had no right to tow it. This is theft and destruction of private property." I threatened legal action, trying to find a peaceful resolution for a situation that felt anything but. Karen, however, merely chuckled, a dry, dismissive sound that grated on my nerves. "Mr. Carter, the HOA bylaws grant us broad authority to maintain the aesthetic integrity of this community. And frankly, your toy was compromising it. We merely exercised our right. And the impound lot charges a hefty fee for retrieval. Perhaps next time, you'll choose a more discreet vehicle, or face further action." Her tone was chillingly calm, her veiled threat sickeningly clear, implying she'd continue to target me. The call from the impound lot came an hour later. My heart sank as they informed me. "Mr. Carter, during transit, there was an unfortunate incident. Your vehicle sustained significant damage. It's a total loss." Karen, in her blind arrogance, had not only illegally towed my car, but had insisted it be transported by a flatbed truck notorious for its reckless drivers and poor equipment, a company she secretly had a personal connection with. The driver, rushing to comply with her urgent demand, had taken a sharp turn too fast, sending my Lamborghini sliding off the unsecured flatbed and into a concrete barrier. It was an act of gross negligence, directly caused by her malicious intent and improper oversight, resulting in the complete destruction of my multi-million-dollar car. Right after the devastating news, a crucial twist emerged from an unexpected source. A freelance investigative journalist, Sarah Harding, known for exposing HOA corruption, had been working on a story about Azure Towers. She'd received an anonymous tip about Karen's extreme control tactics. She contacted me, her voice urgent. "Mr. Carter, I was staked out near your condo, following a tip about Karen DuBois's selective enforcement of HOA rules. I saw the whole thing. The tow truck driver was arguing with her, saying the car wasn't properly secured. She ignored him, practically yelling at him to just get it done. And I got it all on high-definition video, zoomed in on her face. Sarah's footage was crystal clear, capturing Karen's explicit instructions to the driver, her dismissive wave, and the driver's clear warning about the unsecured vehicle, all before the catastrophic incident. The larger consequence of Karen's actions became alarmingly clear. My Lamborghini wasn't just a personal asset. It was actually being leased to a cutting-edge autonomous vehicle research project at a major university, providing crucial real-world data on sensor performance and AI navigation in complex urban environments. Its advanced systems were irreplaceable, and its destruction meant a massive setback for a project that held the promise of revolutionizing transportation and saving countless lives. Karen's petty arrogance had now sabotaged a significant scientific endeavor and a public good, elevating my personal grievance to a matter of profound societal impact. Armed with Sarah's irrefutable video evidence, the university's furious legal team, and my own burning desire for justice, I filed a lawsuit that sent shockwaves through Azure Towers, a multi-million-dollar suit for negligence, intentional destruction of property, and punitive damages. I called for an immediate, public HOA meeting. Karen, radiating her usual icy confidence, attended, flanked by her smirking lawyers, clearly believing this was just another nuisance to be dealt with. "Mr. Carter," she purred, "I trust your dramatic lawsuit will be as short-lived as your flashy vehicle." She smiled, a predatory gleam in her eyes, assuming I would back down. "No, Karen," I retorted, my voice steady and unwavering. "My lawsuit is just beginning, and it's going to expose you for the criminal you are." I projected Sarah's video onto the large screen. The room erupted in shocked murmurs as Karen's direct involvement in the unsecured towing, her dismissive attitude towards safety, and her clear instructions unfolded. Karen's face contorted in disbelief, then pure, unadulterated rage. "That's manipulated. She's a paparazzi trying to get a scoop. This is a malicious attack on my character and the HOA's integrity," she shrieked, desperately trying to manipulate the situation, her voice shrill and breaking. She pointed at Sarah, openly accusing her of being a hired gun. Just as her tirade reached its peak, the doors to the community center swung open, and strode not just Detective Sanchez from the city police, but also a representative from the state attorney general's office, and, surprisingly, a stern-faced senior executive from the National Automotive Research Foundation that funded the university project. The foundation executive spoke first, her voice cold and cutting. "Ms. Du Bois, your actions have directly led to the destruction of irreplaceable research assets and a significant delay in a project with immense public benefit. This foundation, along with the university, will be pursuing criminal charges and the maximum civil penalties against you and the HOA." Detective Sanchez stepped forward. "And Ms. Du Bois, we've also been investigating reports of widespread financial irregularities within the HOA specifically. Several towing contracts and beautification projects appear to have been awarded to companies with direct ties to your family, at vastly inflated prices, siphoning off millions in resident funds." A nervous murmur rippled through the room as an HOA treasurer, a meek man who had looked terrified for weeks, stammered to Detective Sanchez. She forced us to approve those contracts. She said they were the only approved vendors. We had no idea the money was going to her husband's shell companies. It was a chilling revelation. Karen wasn't just a control freak. She was systematically using her HOA power to funnel millions of dollars into her family's pockets through fraudulent contracts, and her aesthetic standards were merely a pretext to eliminate anything that stood in her way or drew too much attention to her illicit activities. A past incident, whispered among the older residents, revealed that Karen had been previously disbarred from a minor real estate license in another state for unethical business practices involving inflated appraisals. The consequences for Karen Du Bois were immediate and utterly devastating. She was arrested by Detective Sanchez on multiple charges, including felony vandalism, gross negligence, and later, as the full extent of the fraud was uncovered, for massive embezzlement, wire fraud, and racketeering. The Azure Towers HOA was placed under immediate state oversight, its assets frozen, and a full forensic audit exposed tens of millions in stolen funds, a systematic scheme orchestrated by Karen. Her carefully cultivated image as the benevolent community leader shattered into irreparable pieces. The residents she had once intimidated now turned on her, furious at being manipulated and exploited, their funds stolen, their property values plummeting. Her social circles, built on an illusion of wealth and influence, abandoned her completely, unwilling to be associated with such public disgrace. Her vast real estate holdings, her fortune, her status, her perceived power all confiscated as part of the ongoing investigation and subsequent lawsuits. She lost everything: her freedom, her fortune, and her reputation. The ultimate irony was that her petty obsession with my flashy car led to the complete unraveling of her vast, illegal enterprise. As for the lawsuit, it was a landmark case. I won. Big. The judge awarded me not only the full value of the Lamborghini, but also massive punitive damages that crippled Karen's remaining assets and ensured her financial ruin, setting a precedent for HOA accountability. The satisfaction was immense, not just from the money, but from the triumph of justice over unbridled arrogance. With a portion of the settlement, I commissioned a new, custom-built hypercar, a one-of-a-kind electric vehicle, utterly silent, painted in a subtle, chameleon-like matte finish that shifted colors with the light, making it virtually invisible to the eye. It was the ultimate, understated retort to Karen's aesthetic tyranny, a silent symbol of my victory. What's your take on this? When someone's petty jealousy and abuse of power lead to the destruction of property and exposure of widespread fraud, does their complete downfall truly serve justice? Or is there a point where the consequences become too extreme?